This thing on? All right. Hello, my name is Dr. Lovejoy. I am a professor at Cambridge University in the Happiness Research Department. I'm very grateful that you decided to join me today, and I'd like to speak with you about the course of happiness. People don't often realize that happiness indeed has course. There are prerequisites that one must first obtain if one is to experience a consistent level of happiness. So, without further ado, let us jump right in. Prerequisite number 1. In order to experience happiness consistently, you must accept flaws and imperfections in yourself. We often try to pursue this life that is squeaky clean. We see this in our desire to achieve the perfect self, the perfect body, the white picket fence, the 2 darling children, and the perfect spouse. However, behind the shiny veneer of idealization, we find a much less tidy, much less appealing, and much more truthful reality that life simply doesn't work that way. And in the great words of Mark Manson, the sooner that we all accept that the purpose of life is progress, not perfection, the sooner we can all eat our pizza and go home. Prerequisite number 2. You must accept responsibility for all your problems. It's quite tempting to blame the world for our problems. Feeling like we are the victim of circumstance often lends itself to a kind of self-indulgence that has the effect of making us feel our suffering is somehow unique or special. While it is true that things will happen to you that are out of your control and that are not your fault, it is always your responsibility to decide what you will do next. Happiness often requires that we not blame others for our problems, because that implies that we are no longer in charge of our destiny. And that is a very unhappy place to be, indeed. Prerequisite number 3. You must be willing to feel the fear and do it anyways. A large body of research is showing us that our perception of our ability to act despite potentially fearful thoughts and emotions is directly correlated with our sense of well-being. Using feelings as the basis for our decisions is rocky ground at best. Our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, they fluctuate like the weather and are by and large out of our control. Therefore, we find deeper reasons behind our decisions. We consciously cultivate values by which we can inform our decisions on a daily basis. It then becomes much less important what we do and far more important why we do. Prerequisite number 4. You must find a deeper purpose for your actions. This means that you are actively selecting the motivations behind the choices in your everyday life. Meaning often lies in putting our time, our energy, and our unique talents at the service of other people. This is a process that only you can uncover for yourself, and sometimes requires one to put on a fake British accent. Prerequisite number 5. Our final prerequisite is that you must be willing to fail and be embarrassed. Failure and embarrassment are key ingredients in the happiness pie. A resilient spirit, an ability to get up after being knocked down, a brush with those who disagree with your point of view, all of these things promote a sense that you are becoming, that you are not static, that you are in flux. And this, my friend, is the very basis by which we measure how alive we feel. Fade to black.